if you could sum up everything into just like one piece of advice, what does it take to succeed? And like all it comes down is don't give up.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Next question. Why, by you being already founder and exited, and you already exit from your first company, why you not on holiday? Why you don't go on rest and spend your time in the beach? You know better than anybody what you get it into again. Yeah, because I advise a lot of tech startups, and I'm on the space, and I know what is really happening for sure. It's a nightmare, but if you love that nightmare, I mean, meaning because
it's a nightmare and it's super stressful, and I'm working, more than ever before.
Exactly. So
and I love it. I love it.
Exactly. I can tell because but I want for you to expand a little bit more because I don't want that our audience have the wrong assumption, because 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6 people that come to this podcast on a stop of 5 step how to make your first million are tech entrepreneurs. That's the truth. However, we want to send the right message because everybody only listening the good stories of those who don't succeed. And in my opinion, the tech space is a space with a very high failure rate that nobody talks about. And so how tech founders can mitigate that risk? Or my question to you is this really that easy to become a millionaire in tech? Or so what is really happening?
Okay,
because people can make a statistic, listen this podcast
answers.
and say, look, I'm going to tech, man, because this guy's a millionaire. I listened last week and another millionaire came, and last week, so you know what, I'm gonna design an app and I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna become a millionaire. So what is the really truth behind this?
I think it is. I think it's really difficult. I think
I agree with you.
it's also not just all skill, right? I like to think that I'm really smart and work really hard. I've made all the right decisions, but there's also a significant amount of luck involved, right? And not everybody is going to be as lucky as me. I think
persistence as well, right? Persistent. You need to keep going and iterating and iterating and iterating.
The resilience and the persistence. I heard someone recently say, if you could sum up everything into just like one piece of advice, what does it take to succeed? And like all it comes down is don't give up. Just don't fail. Don't crash out and give up. And like, just if you stay alive for long enough, you will eventually iterate your way to success. And like, it seems so basic, right? But all of it is like wrapped up into resilience and persistence. I think honestly, the answer to your question, I took some time off. You did took some holiday, right? We bought a house in the Bay Area.
Very good.
I get so bored if I'm going to lie on a beach somewhere. I can only read so many books and listen. After like I only last a couple of weeks. I think I start going crazy.
Yeah. So quiet for me, yeah. The beach.
I think that it's hard. I think it's hard to keep doing it over and over again.
A good rest would be ideal, because it's a very intensive process to build a tech startup.
I think you need to
raise the
avoid
money
burnouts
and everything.
I think a lot of burnout comes along. Like a lot of the burnout comes with doing things you don't like doing. And so, I mean, it feels cliche, right? But like, do the things you love. For me, I think what I really like is doing something new every single 6 months. Like, I feel like I'm in a completely different role.
Yeah.
Like the things I'm really focused on right now are marketing and setting up different channels and experimenting and partnerships and ads and like I'm reading books and I'm reaching out to different CEOs and founders and trying to learn from them. And I've never gone on TikTok before, right? Like, can I
tell me about it.
have some ad strategy work on
Tell me about it.
TikTok?
Oh, wow, amazing.
Maybe.
I heard that it's very cost effective. Depends
But it's
on the
like
product.
every
Depends
6
the
months I'm
product.
working on something else, right? Every
Yeah.
6 months ago, it was like all A/B testing, optimization. I read books
But
about that and talked to people and listened to podcasts. And it's also, I feel like worst case scenario with Portfolio Pilot, I've built something for myself that I actually find really useful.
a lot of stories from this podcast is this is how a lot of people are started into business in the first place. Even my first business, the property business, we managed to sell over 5 million. And I was trying to solve the problem for myself. I was trying to don't pay rent,
Right.
you see,
Exactly, yeah.
So then I rent out the rooms.
I've built something for myself. I've learned a whole bunch through it. I'm probably a little bit more famous now than 3 years ago. If I really need to get a job at Google, I'm much more likely to get that job, I think,
quickly,
than I was 3 years ago before starting the company,
100%.
right? Or 10 years ago before starting the previous company. And so, obviously you can burn through a lot of money and there's like a financial component to it. But I think if you mitigate that, then like the other downsides of, taking yourself off the market for a couple of years aren't that bad. Like you end up, I feel like almost every person that started a company, failure or success, they've emerged, a better person the other end.
Absolutely.
And they know themselves better.
Absolutely.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.